So a few days ago, I'm praying tahajjud, right? About 12 a.m., 1 a.m. Can't sleep, so I'm praying tahajjud. And I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my prayer was to make me the top salesperson in my company. Just for reference, top salespeople in my company, top five, make 500,000 to $1 million a year. So insane commission, right? And how many sales do you think I got the next day? I was pumped up, bro. I was like, I'm gonna make so many sales. I'm gonna kill it today. Normally, I'm making around 2 to 3 sales a day, maybe a bit less. That's the average. That's slightly above my target. On that day, bro, I made zero sales, like zero. And it was purely bad luck. It was people that weren't eligible. They didn't have the right information. And it was such a disappointing thing. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. My first thoughts on that day were, Allah doesn't love me. He doesn't want me to succeed. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have asked for that in a prayer. Maybe it was a wrong thing to ask for. And all these negative thoughts are going inside my head, and I'm on my way home, feeling a bit sad, obviously. On the way, I'm listening to Andrew Tate. Now, you can laugh all you want. Boris, you're so cringe, you listen to Andrew Tate on your way home. I admit it, okay, whatever. Sue me. Basically, I just hear him talking about his struggles. He's saying, well, yeah, Allah put me in this really difficult position, and I'm going to show him that I am worth what I say I am. I'm going to show him that I'm going to pass his test, that I have faith in him, because Allah is the best of planners. So he's saying these things, right? And at that point, something changed in my brain, right? I thought, this is how we're supposed to think about this. My brain instantly went to some of the Quran verses, some of the hadith I read about being patient. We will test you indeed with trials, with loss of wealth, loss of health, and the ones who are patient, we will give good tidings to. The ones who have faith in Allah. And I just thought, that's it. When you ask for something, you're going to be tested. When you say you're the man, Allah will test you. And this is what Andrew Tate does, right? If you've ever watched his interview when he was talking about his experience in prison, basically he was reading the Quran and working out, doing push-ups. I think that is the best way to go about any sort of difficulty as Muslims. The same day, in that night, I prayed tahajjud again. And I'm just like focused. I'm like, I'm going to get more sales, 100%. The next day, how many sales do you think I got? I put through 5 sales. That was like I was like top in the company, right? I think this is what Andrew Tate brings to the table in the Muslim community. Now, I know how much controversy he's having at the moment, right? I'm not saying he's a good Muslim. I'm not saying, him saying things about the current protests, whatever. I'm not agreeing with any of that. As a Muslim man or a woman in self-improvement, you shouldn't be thinking about these things. You should only be thinking about what is the right thing. What can I learn from this person? Truthfully, Andrew Tate is extremely successful. Like, fine, I don't know what he does. Maybe he's still having premarital sex. Fair enough. He's not a good Muslim. But at the same time, do you know how much money he's donated to Muslim countries? He's donated way more money than me and you probably will in our lifetime, bro. And that's something that you need to think about. How many Muslim lives do you think this person has saved? All the prayers that they're going to do you think he's going to get rewards from it? I think he will because he's saving these people's lives. So you can't judge people in that way. I don't know if you've ever heard of this verse in the Quran where it goes something like, people who stay at home will be judged way more harshly than the ones who go out and they fight in the name of Allah. And what do you think Andrew Tate is doing? Like, he's actually defending Islam. He's literally going against our enemies and encouraging morality. Now, I'm not saying, he's fighting for Islam, because obviously he doesn't understand, he doesn't have much knowledge. So I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is he's actually fighting for something. And it's the right thing that he's fighting for. He's fighting for morality. At least. Most of you guys aren't fighting for anything. So just keep in mind that you will be judged way more harshly than someone who's out there and out speaking in front of thousands of people. Another thing that I was going to mention, this might offend a lot of people, but I'm going to say it anyway because this is what this channel is all about, telling the truth. There are 3 types of people in this world. There is the lower class who they basically don't have money, so they rely on religion. Whether they're Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, they just say, well, I'm having a bad life at the moment, but in the hereafter, I'm going to be rich. And fair enough, sometimes this is the perfect mentality to have depending on your situation. And then the next one is the middle class. And the middle class, most often, they don't believe in religion. Those are the two most common archetypes in this world. For reference, the lower class are the people on my comments who get mad at me for, well, Muslim Boris, you're actually haram because you wear a beanie, because you dress in red. These guys, you know who I'm talking about. The people who get mad at sisters for wearing the hijab wrong, where they're not even wearing any hijab, not covering at all. So that's the lower class. And the middle class are the people who are hating on religion. The ones who are on my comments saying, well, Islam is actually a lie. I work all day and I'm so happy. They're morons as well. So these are the people who just work all day. They work in the office, construction, some BS, and they work like 12 hours a day on a really low paying job. And they think that all religion is a lie because it distracts you from work. I don't know. I don't know why they think that, okay? And the last archetypical type, this is the rarest one, unfortunately. These are people who have gone above the middle class and above the upper class. So these are very powerful people. These people, they believe in religion and they use it to succeed in the dunya. Mahdi Tijani is a perfect example of this. Now, I know I bring him up a lot, but just trust me, okay? If you watch his videos, he talks about how following Islam actually makes you more successful in the dunya. This is an idea that many people don't want to talk about because it offends the poor people, right? And I think this is what Andrew Tate brings to the table. When difficulties happen to you, you shouldn't think, well, I'm just going to bear this and then in the next world I'm going to be happy. No, you have to think, I'm going to bear this. I'm going to try even harder. I'm going to have sabr. And that's when Allah will bless me with the real blessings. When you think like that and you actually become successful, which you inevitably will, now you have more money. Imagine how much more good you can do when you actually have money and some power. You can build mosques, bro. You can save children. You can donate for more for zakat. Being rich can actually make you a way better person, especially if you're religious and you manage to retain your iman when you do become successful at some point. You're going to be unstoppable, bro. You're going to be helping people in this world, and as a consequence, you're going to be happy in the next world. If you got any value from this video, subscribe to my channel, put a like on this video so it gets recommended to more people similar to yourself. If you didn't like it, give me a hate comment. Say, Boris, you're a bad person. Boris, you're haram. Boris, Andrew Tate is bad. Yeah, give me a comment below. Don't forget, that's very important for me, it makes me really happy.